Hi everyone, this is Louise from Vacation Envy Travel, and this is a short video on how to use Google Flights to find cheap flights. Google Flights is one of the most powerful flight search engines on the internet. It's really easy to use and it has lots of great features to make finding cheap flights a lot easier. My hope with this short video is it'll enable you to get the most out of using Google Flights and hopefully find even more cheap flights. What Google Flights is good at? Well, it's lightning fast, it's faster than any other flight search engine and displays months worth of fares in fractions of a second. It has a great calendar-based fare view, which is simple, intuitive to use, and shows you the cheapest fares over the next 12 months. And finally, it has a multiple airport search function that lets you search for the cheapest fare between up to 7 origin and 7 destination airports without slowing down the search function. What Google Flights is bad at? It doesn't always have the lowest fare. Google Flights works by searching fares sold directly from the airlines and a handful of the top online travel agencies. Many times the best fares are actually found on the smaller online travel agencies that Google Flights doesn't look at. Airlines such as Southwest Airlines in America is an example, so you'll need to check with those airlines direct. There are no mistake fares. Many mistake fares only show up on smaller online travel agency websites and Google can't find those. I will be making another video on mistake fares and how to find them, so have a look out for that. And finally, sometimes it displays unavailable deals. Every once in a while, Google tells you a fare is available at a certain price, but when you click on it, it's either A, the fare jumps in price, or B, there's no way to book online and it instructs you to call the airline, which don't bother because it doesn't work. This phenomenon is called ghosting and happens occasionally on Google Flights when a fare was recently available but is no longer. So let's take a look at how to actually use Google Flights. Google Flights searches on nearly every airline's website as well as the largest online travel agencies. Now, if you go up to the hamburger, as what I call it, the 3 horizontal lines to the left of the word Google Flights, and you pull that open, then you'll see a drop-down menu, a vertical menu on the left-hand side. And at the bottom of this, there are options to change the language, currency, or country that you use for Google Flights. And from here, you can also access the map or view any prices you're tracking, which I'll tell you about shortly. So now let's have a look at how to set departure and arrival locations on Google Flights. Probably very similar to other websites you've seen. You type in where you want to fly from and where you want to fly to with your preferred dates. Now remember that you can set up to 7 airports in each box separated by commas. So if you're looking for cheap flights to anywhere in Europe, for example, I happen to want to go to Dublin in the summer, so I'm Dublin in. I'm also happy to fly to Glasgow to see if there's any cheaper flights. And I know that sometimes you can get some really good deals by looking at Amsterdam and flying in there. So let's have a look at how to select dates on Google Flights. In order to find the cheapest dates, click the departure date box, and when you do that, prices for 2 months will pop up with the cheapest dates in green, as you can see here. Now remember that Google Flights only takes into account prices in the months that you've told it to look at. So in the above example, the cheapest dates are in October. However, there could be cheaper dates in future months that Google Flights will only find if you click the right arrow to scroll and see later months. Once you click on your flight that you want, the departing flight, you'll then be asked to go and choose your returning flight. So just click on that. Once you've looked at the calendar of lowest fares, click on the date that you want for your departure, and then click on the date that you'd like to return. At this point, Google Flight then gives you a big list of possible flights, which looks something like this. Notice that Google Flight lists a few up the top that they consider to be the best departing flights, taking into account factors like price and routing. But it can still be worth taking a look at the other departing flights, as they may work better for your schedule and be cheaper. In this example, 1 stop versus no stops, and the difference is $74. The best thing about Google Flights is that you can track the prices, and it's as easy as toggling the switch that you'll see on the screen there. As long as you're logged into Google, you'll receive regular emails about when the price change goes up or down. The price can change 2-3 times a day by as much as $200-300, so it's definitely worth doing. Google Flights isn't an online travel agency, it's a flight search engine. This means you can't actually book a flight on Google Flights, as they don't sell flights direct to the consumer. Instead, they will pass you onto the airline's website where you can book directly, as you can see on the screen. Once you click your preferred return flight, you'll be taken to your booking options. If you need to change the flight at all, you can simply click this button here and make changes to your booking. One of the really handy hidden features of Google Flights is the ability to pull up on a map and see cheap flights across an entire country or region. Though do note that to get the full use of this feature, you do need to be on a desktop and not a mobile. To pull up the map, start your search as you usually would by inputting your departure city and date, but leave the destination blank and then click the search button. When you do, Google Flights will switch to a map view like the one that you can see on the screen, and you can search anywhere on the map. You can search a country, a continent, we can look at Africa, we can go over to America. One important factor to keep in mind is the initial map view will only show you the fares on the specific dates that you've entered. So if you have the flexibility and you want to find the cheapest flight anytime, you can click on the dates and switch to the flexible date option. Then choose the months and the weeks that you want, and you'll see a lot more results come up. Lastly, one of Google Flights' most powerful features is its ability to set an array of filters to ensure that you only get the search results that you're interested in. Number of stops, layover duration, bags, flight times, etc. And you can find those across the top here, including the ability to separate the tickets. So that's all for now, but please feel free to contact me at VacationNBTravel, Louise at VacationNBTravel.com.